Yeah.
Were you a strong enough individual? If you had a niggle and there was a big match on Saturday, would you sit down with your physio and say, look, I'm not right, I shouldn't be playing in this match? Or would you sort of, okay, it's a big match, it's a cup quarter final or something, I'm good to go? I mean, did you take care of yourself in that respect as well as looking after all your, your training and sort of gym routine?
No way, mate. I was never, the only time I really pulled myself out of a fixture or selection was when I had concussion. So we played Saracens, and me and Brad Barrett had this, competition and battle with each other for seasons. And because we're in and out of England system together, I know he wanted to batter me and I wanted to batter him. And, then afterwards you shake each other's hand and have a bit of crack, but we'd go after each other, Northampton Saints versus Sarries, and we'd make it apparent that we were going after each other. So I was actually at 13 channel in this particular moment. It's really, considering I got such a bad concussion from it, it's a really fond memory of me, because actually the incident itself really scared me. But I was out in a 13 channel, Brad Barrett doing one of his runs, hits a short ball off, I think, off the 9, and I come in across two of my teammates, so it might have been George PC and Stevie Myler at 10. So I flew from third one out to tackle him, to hit him and belt him as hard as I can. And I did. I got him. I think I hurt him anyway, but I came off second best in that particular instant because I got it wrong. And, I'd got the concussion, and then I was out for, it was about two months I was out with that, because there was a lot going on. And then I failed my HIA to come back, and I failed again. And then I got myself right, and something just didn't quite feel right. And we were playing Harlequins, and I thought, I'm going to be a detriment to my team here if I go into a tackle and I'm going in at 70% or 80%. So actually I went to the coach and said, you know what, I can't do this, because I'm not firing at 100%. I'm not confident, kind of going into the tackles, a little bit half-assed, so to speak. And it just wasn't very good. So that was one particular incident where I decided, you know what, for the greater good of the team, I'm going to remove myself. But it's a very hard decision to make. Yeah.
But that is how the system's meant to work, isn't it? Ideally, you've got enough rapport with your physio and your team manager, coach. Was that Jim Malander in those days? Whatever. You can just say, look, I'm not right to play on Saturday. You've got to have the individual strength to say that to them and to be believed by your coach and by your physio.
Yeah, absolutely. And they're the relationships that you build over a very short period of time, actually. But that's the beauty of the sport, and that's the beauty of when you've got a team that's all aligned, how quickly it can come together, and you can build that trust, and you can have that open conversation. And with Jim and Dorian West, Nobby at the time, and Kingy, that was very easy for me to do. And also it helped that I was surrounded by a team full of leaders, and within that leadership group there was a lot of accountability and self-management. So yeah, that was one incident. And when else would I pull myself?
Luther, just before you go on, how long did it actually take you before you did feel right, before you actually managed to get over whatever the issues were, either physical or confidence wise or whatever? How long did it actually take you?
Yeah, well, I actually suffered from like vertigo. The collision was, I had whiplash all down my neck. I'd had swelling, down the side of my face. So from that point of view, the actual physical damage was, that was a month or so. But then the mental things that followed are what was really difficult for me to get over. And that was things like sitting on a bike and not getting a headache. That probably took about 6 or 7 weeks. And then it was, okay, can I run around outside? And the problem with this is it's unseen. And it's what I talk about with the mental health when I do my talks. It's these unseen battles that people don't appreciate unless they've gone through it themselves, or they know the actual, prognosis. And with myself, that period of time, I'd be lying to you now, lads, if I could say I 100% felt that the coaches believed what I was saying, and they didn't actually think, because physically you look fine, and I was looking after myself, and I was gradually getting myself back into the gym, and then you'd kind of do something relatively strenuous. Sorry, something that's actually not that strenuous, but it would feel like relatively strenuous, and you kind of being questioned on, really, it's a bit unnatural for Luther, this. And again, that was also an unseen battle that I was having in my own head about, why is this happening? Why can I not get over this? All I want to do is get back out there with my team and do what I do best and help this team push on and, get back into my playing rhythm. That's what's going to make me feel better, when actually, it wasn't. It was actually going to make me feel a lot worse at that particular period of time. So, look, it took me about 2.5 months in total to really get over that particular concussion. And I think that comes down to, yes, the mindset, the neurological issues that I was facing as well at that particular point in time. And also, mate, this game is all about confidence. I go across the whole Premiership teams and Premiership players, and I can tell you now that all of them, if they were 100% confident, they would be playing their best rugby in the world,